Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I thought I'd film a get ready with me today because I've not done that for a while. I'm just going to sit in the middle of it. That's it. The fan is on at the back, by the way, because the heating's on. I'm a little bit overheated. I know I could put a t-shirt on, you know. Still wear my Christmas jumper. I don't care. It says bar humbug. It's perfect. So I'm going to just chat with you, and yeah, the camera's not too low, that's fine, and just put makeup on basically. I've done my brows and I've done my eyelids ready, I've prepped. I've used my Revolution one today. I've been using this a few times. It's the ultimate base and it's nice, I like it. So let's get that Vaseline out. So I'm going in with my soap palette because this is what I'm using for Project Pan. Just going to pop that there. I'm not going to tell you what I'm using or anything, but if you do want to know what I'm using, just ask me in the comments and I'll let you know. So I've been using a really grey colour. I'm going to use that again. I'll just use a really light browny shade in here. I think it's because I'm trying to make them the first empty pans of this year. So that one and the colour I usually call Old Gold, even though it's not called that. She didn't name it that, but I've named it that. So today is Monday. I think this is going out on Thursday. You'd have already have seen today, by the time this goes out, a skincare one, because I managed to get a hot cloth cleanser, a vitamin C one from Skin Techniques, over at B&M for 75p, massive tube. So you'll see that video today. No, you'd have seen it Monday. Let's be honest, this is Thursday. I'm filming it on a Monday. This is very washed out. What's going on? Maybe I need a ceiling light on or something. It was sunny. Well, it still is actually. Nice sunny day, but it looks a bit washed out. And I've just said I need a ceiling light on. What else that going to be, you know? Oh, there we go. Here comes the sun again. It's nice to see sunshine. Yeah, so you will see that skincare one. Since using it, I got a spot here. You can't really see it. It's more under the skin, but I can feel it. I went, oh no, so it's going to make me have breakouts, because there will be a shortcoming about that. Anyway, I found some interesting stuff out. You know, for a while now, I have been going on about how my videos don't get many views, I don't really get the likes, and I know a few of you I talk to also don't, and it's very hard these days to grow your channel on YouTube, very hard. I mean, immediately as I said I got 500 subscribers, I lost one. If you're that person, why do you do that? What do I do to annoy you? I mean, really, tell me. Doesn't mean I'm going to change, I just want to know. So anyway, so Beefy from Beefy Comb, it does the house flipper videos. He put a poll up and he was getting, you know, he had a little rant about it, because he's getting a little bit annoyed over it and everything, and he's done his own research, and I chatted to him on the post he put up on the community, and oh, that's another thing, I'll always let you know when there's a new video up or something random I have to say will go in the community post. You can also write your own post in there as well. So anyway, he had a little rant about it, which led me to, this is very washed out. I think that blind being open is just not helping. The sun seems to be washing me out a bit. I like the sunshine, but it was washing out the video, I could see it. So anyway, like I say, it led me to look at, you know, things myself, go into it. And I found out why. I'm pretty sure I figured out why. Those small YouTube channels do not earn YouTube anything. Not a thing. We don't even get AdSense unless you've got 1,000 subs. Which leads me to something else. It says you can hype your channel if you've only got 500 subscribers. But you have to be on the AdSense program. YouTube program or whatever you call it. I can't remember. It's YPP. YouTube Partnership Program. I have to have 1,000 subscribers to be on the YouTube Partnership Program, so how's that working? It's just not. Anyway, so I did my own research and I have found out it's basically because YouTube can't say to us get off the platform, but they really want us away. They don't want us here. Because we're small-time creators and we don't earn them any money because we don't earn money from it. So they can't take a percentage. And it's a pretty high percentage to what I remember reading before. So basically, they can't tell us to get off the platform. But basically what they're doing is, this is the thing. They're trying to sift through all these AI channels and get rid of all these AI channels and everything, you know, because it's really saturating the platform. And you can tell it's AI, and I don't like AI ones. There's some I will tolerate because it's going on about things from, you know, nostalgic stuff, and I love a bit of that. But one or two, and then you'll get to see that weren't from the UK at the time, so you know it's AI. Anyway, so they're trying to sift through that and get rid of AI channels, which is great because we don't want it to be overloaded with this AI, because I think unless you're using it correctly, it's dangerous. Because a lot of channels pop up now which are AI. Popped up for about a month, maybe less, and have already got well over 1,000 subscribers. I'm talking about 2,000 or 3,000 subscribers. They're uploading videos every day, sometimes 4 or 5 videos a day. Clearly you can tell it's AI because you couldn't do that, because you don't realise, unless you do YouTube, the work you have to put into it. There's editing, there's uploading and all of that stuff. You know, the film is just one part. So, and you have to set up for that. So, you know, that's another part. I'm not complaining about it. I love doing it. But I don't know why I've got that brush. I don't really use it. Not for putting shadow on the lids. So, on one level, they want to sift out all the AI channels and everything like that, because they do ask you now in the upload, because you have to like put in your title and all that. You know, you have to do a few things for your channel to try and make it get out there, and that's all the hashtags and the tagging and all of that. And one place it'll ask you if it's AI content. And I always tick no, because obviously it's not. And, because look, there's a moving cut. A lot of AI content. You can tell it's AI. You really can. If it's a human being there, you can even tell that. If there's nothing around them moving naturally, like a window's open and the breeze moving a piece of paper or something, it's AI. Anyway, so on one level I want to sift out AI channels, etc. And you have to do all that thing, you know, is this AI content? But on the other way, they are now working the algorithm with AI. Yeah, Okay, so now your algorithm isn't genuine anymore. It's just not, because they're using AI to sort the algorithm out, and what they are actually doing as well is they are only pushing certain content out. So I've just dropped that, it don't matter. They are only pushing out large YouTube channels that have to be excessively good quality and all of that. So I'm buggered. So that's what's happening. Basically, YouTube in one hand has said we are getting rid of a lot of these AI channels, which I haven't seen much of. However, there is a hell of a lot, so you know it's quite hard work. And then using AI on the other hand to work the algorithm out on our channels and that. And my goodness, this is washed out today. What's going on? It's terrible, isn't it? And you know, not pushing our channels out because we're not earning them anything, and using AI for the algorithm and all of that. So if your channel has suddenly gone down in views over the last year and a half, isn't it? And you're not getting the likes or anything, although I just think that's generally people forgetting to press it. Or it sometimes get clicked off, or sometimes YouTube take that off. I think that's something that's been happening, because I know the people that have pressed like on my channel. I know the people, and then it's not coming from them, and you go, what? So I know, I just know Susie will always press the like button, Belinda will always press the like button, because you know they know the drill. So yeah, YouTube can take the likes off. So I reckon that's what's going on. So basically, if you found your channel getting worse and worse in views and all of that, give it a look up, you know. Look it up. Because they've changed things and it's made it worse for us. Because without actually saying we want you gone, because you're a small time YouTuber and not got the equipment and we don't care, they can't really say that, but basically they don't want us on the platform. Basically that's what I'm picking up. So that's wonderful. Well, I shall keep plodding on. But yeah, so that's happened and I've looked up that and everything. This is so washed out. I don't understand what's going on. Maybe I'll just pop that light off or just pop it down. Hang on. Let me see what I can do. Don't like warm light, don't like blue light. I tend to go for this one. Hang on. No. I'm not getting anywhere fast. Don't do it. Get in with it. No, that's better. Maybe make that lower. That might be better. So, I shall see in the editing. Right. I think it's because the sun's coming through the blinds even. And it's just washing everything out a bit. So, right, I need this. So yeah, that's what's happening. So anyway, other than that, 14 weeks from last Tuesday, I have not been able to get up too little at all. It's drove me nuts. But on Thursday last week, I thought, I'm doing it. It's been a long time. I'm walking normally in the house, even barefooted. I don't have my stick when I go outside. I'm walking pretty normally there as well, but with a support on my foot still. I did go out a couple of weeks back to go over the road. I got outside and I thought, something's a bit odd. I realised that one, I didn't have my socks on, two, I didn't have a support on, so I come back in, got them on, and went out again. Anyway, I'm doing that, but I'm getting to places within my normal time frame, so I'm walking normally. And so I thought, I'm going to Lidl, I'm going to go and do it. I'm going to do it. So I did. And I got there. So I got to do my mental health walk again. And it was wonderful. And I decided on Thursday, even though it was a bit later than I like to go, I thought, I have a feeling Friday's weather is going to be atrocious. And it was as well. It did rain on the way back, but that's not a big deal. Because I'd come out from Lidl and I'd come out and gone down a bit towards the park. And there is something called Belgrave Hall, which used to be a lovely museum which showed you all the past stuff and had everything in there. The nursery was all kitted out and everything. It looked really good. I've been quite a few times. And I think it's between April and November, April and October. It was open to the public every day. You didn't have to pay to go in. But, you know, they just said, you know, you can make a donation, but it wasn't forced. And so they changed it. So now they've emptied the place completely. They've just got information boards up now, which is a bit sad, and I wondered why. And I've looked online since, and basically what it said was the council took all the stuff away. I've got a feeling it takes such an upkeep because the building is very old. Oh, pardon me, very old. If I find a picture, I'll pop it here. I'm sure I can. And I'm putting this everywhere. I don't know what I'm doing today. Clearly, right, I didn't let that set in because I don't put loads of Vaseline on, so I don't need to wait for it. And my slab glands are all out today. I'm dribbling everywhere. Sorry about that. So, it's an old building, 1706. Anyway, what I'm coming to is, I was just looking over at the place. And this delivery guy turns up to deliver a parcel off somewhere. So he asked me about the place, you know, because he said his children come here for a school trip or something. And he just said, I've never been in. I said, well, you'll be hard pressed again now because it's gone to school trips and stuff. And they took out all the original stuff and, you know, I said it must take a lot of upkeep and, you know, it's expensive. And now they just open it for special events and stuff and just, you know, generally, took everything out and just put information boards. It looks crap. I've seen it on a video, someone's video I watched. And it looks bloody appalling. So, anyway, so he just said, oh, do you know much about the place? Oh yeah, I do. I know loads about it. So I was talking to him for about 20-30 minutes about it. I was in the element. Just call me an historian, you know. I know so much about the place. I was telling him about the family that lived there and all of that and everything. And yeah, I saw a ghost in that place once as well. And wow, I went white as a sheet because it was my first full operation. Because normally ghosts come along in different forms and not always as themselves. Anyway, I won't talk much about that because apparently I'm not allowed to. So anyway, I was telling him about the place and everything, and I thought, you come to the right person here because I know loads about this place. I've been in Leicester since I was 11, you know, so I know a lot about it. I've been in there quite a few times, and he was saying, oh, is there anything at the back? I said, oh yeah, massive gardens and greenhouses and, you know, because it used to have stables in there once, you know, with the horses. 1706 it would. Yeah, I was really enjoying it. So by the time I come away from chatting with him, lovely guy, really lovely, it started to rain, but never mind, you know. I don't mind rain too much. In fact, I went out in the rain a couple of weeks ago and I quite enjoyed it. Don't know why. I normally hate the rain so much I won't go out in it. But no, I was quite happy with it. I don't know, just like the feeling of it on my skin that particular day. And it weren't too bad Thursday. I was quite a bit damp though. Anyway, so yeah, that was nice. We enjoyed that chat. You know, you don't get a lot of people chatting to you these days. You know, you don't find that people just want to have a chat. Too many busy lives. So, yeah, I got there. I was so happy with it. And my mental health was so improved. Much more improved. So that happened, which I'm very pleased about. Yeah, I'm just getting out as normal now. That's not a problem anymore. I've got to go and get my eye test done. I'm going to go to I'm imitating myself because I'm aware I'm saying gonna and I don't like it. I like to talk the proper Queen's English, you know. Even though we've got a king now. I'm not thinking much to him, to be honest. I want our Liz back. So anyway, I'm getting out as normal. Doing really well on that foot. Just fine. I'm not showing me before. I think you've all seen enough of this foot. I thought I'd have a lot to say when I come on here, but I haven't got much to say, have I? Yeah, been doing that. I've been watching Catherine Cookson again, and I tend to go to watching that on a Sunday because it seems like, because when I was living at home with Mum, and she used to watch them a lot. They're on the U channel, but I think they used to be on the History channel or something like that yesterday. Oh yeah, yesterday's a Sky one. I think that was... It used to be on Dave, I think. They used to get Dave free because that turned into a Freeview channel. And then they changed it to You. I'm pretty sure that's what they've done. So... There's about 11 or 12 on You. Yesterday I popped it on because the week before I watched them off. And if you're not familiar with who Catherine Cookson is, she was a fabulous writer of really old style 1800s sort of set stories. They're always full of woe and all that because it was always mainly circled around people that didn't have much really and who were struggling and all of that in life. And kids used to go and work in the mines and all that. Kid you not, that's... Could you imagine sending a 5-year-old child to work down the mines today? I know we don't probably have many mines in the UK, but wow. Why would you? So anyway, but money was so tight, they needed a few extra shilling. So... Powder. Yeah, I should have gone in with that. Right, I'm going in with a brush now on this. I've found it works now. I don't know what happened on that first video. Because this puff's alright, but it seems to use a lot of powder. And I don't want to get down on that too quickly, even though look at it. I have to go in like that quite a bit. And I'll just do my usual. So yeah, I'm watching them on Sundays. And Sundays, because they used to be on the channel Dave, I'm pretty sure it was that channel. And Mum used to watch them every Sunday when they were on. Or she thought about it. And so it's become Catherine Cookson Sunday. So, although I might pop one on today and pretend it's Sunday, you know. It will always feel like Sunday when I put one of them on. So anyway, so I watched them off. And then yesterday I thought, I'll watch Mum's favourite, The Dwelling Place. And in fact, it's one of my favourites. So, put the channel on and everything, get the streaming service up, all of that. And it loaded all the adverts, and then it just wouldn't load anything else. I thought, oh, okay, it might need a reboot. Because smart TVs seem to fall over so many times that you have to take the plug out and then put it back in and all that. So I thought, oh, okay, I'll go back, see if it'll work again. Play me all the ads, and then all of a sudden I thought, hang on a minute, what are you doing? You've got the disc over there. So I thought, sod this, I don't even have to watch the ads. There's about 14 Catherine Cooksons, what Stuart left, plenty to go at. So I popped the disc in. You know, very old school, very old school. And I really enjoyed putting the DVD in. In fact, I bought a DVD, Maury Lloyd, Jessica Wallace that played on. Very good, very good. And I wanted it because on YouTube they didn't really have a decent upload for it. Oh God, I really hate doing this. If I don't do it, I don't. You see, I was meant to throw these away. I should have thrown these away, but I know track history says I will buy another pair because I don't seem to be able to get away from the eyelash torture. So yes, I watched The Dwelling Place yesterday, which is basically a young girl and her brothers and sisters had to leave the property they were in because their mum and dad died of cholera. And I looked up cholera, and basically it was disease which, you know, it was a massive killer back then. Now you can treat it, and basically was obtained from drinking water, dirty water, which has got human waste in, and they got really up poorly, and then they dehydrated as well because they're not going to drink that water because it made them ill in the first place, and they die, and they die very quickly within a few hours. So it's very fast, but obviously you can treat that now. And we don't have a dirty water system, you know. Some countries still do. And some countries still get cholera. And some people still die of it today. But not in the UK. It's somewhere over, I would imagine, some of those really poor Ethiopian countries. And I feel really sorry for them. So anyway. So this girl lost her parents, you know, the family lost her parents, and it was on Sissy, the older sister, to sort things out. She couldn't pay for the undertaker because you had to pay the undertaker to take the body away. You had to pay for doctors and everything, and, you know, nothing was free like it is in the UK now, you know, NHS stuff, nothing, no NHS. And I've not got eyeliner. Okay, where am I going with eyeliner? So, I'm going to use that. I'm using this dark brown lip pencil. So, she couldn't stay in the property anymore. And, you know, the places weren't really that great anyway. And she couldn't stay there. And her and her brothers and sisters, because she was offered the workhouse, and that one would have split the family up, and two, she went, I'd rather die than go in the workhouse. She wasn't doing that. She wasn't putting them through it. So she went out in the open air in the rural area and got a friend. There was a friend with her, some guy she knew, built like a cave out of brickwork, not brick, like really heavy stones. Built a cave, and she lived in that with a family. She did, and brothers and sisters had to get jobs, had to get work, and like working down the mine, and the girls worked in service, you know, as maids and stuff like that. And So yeah, very hard times, and didn't get barely any payment for it either. So, you know, really struggling. And yeah, that's basically it. And yeah, she had to survive like that, and she was doing it. And then from the big house, the big mansion, with all, you know, all the family that were well off and got mates, etc., etc., the son and daughter are horrible. And it was the daughter, the grown-up daughter, was more the pushy one, and pushing him, and pushed him so much he raped her, and she ended up pregnant, and she couldn't really look after the baby, and the father of that son and daughter offered her a deal of, I will bring this boy up and he will be warm and kept, you know, well and everything, looked after, and I will give you, I think he gave her £12 a month or a year or something. And that was a lot of money then, and very much a lot of money. And although we had shillings and pence, he did have pounds, I think, here and there. He must have, because he said £12. Although it looked like a guinea, not a guinea. Well, them gold coins they had. Oh, I can't remember what they were called. Sovereigns. So, and Sissy, knowing how she was and how she was frugal, didn't really spend them. So they were still living in a poor way. And the story basically gets to a point where the child's about 3 years old. And the one that raped her came back from sea because the father was so disgusted with him, he sent him out to sea. And so he was working on a big ship. And he came back, seen all that was going on, and he found Sissy and he apologised. And then he wanted to help her, and he ended up getting her house to live in, and made sure she was always, you know, not struggling or anything. And they ended up moving into this house. It was a really nice, one of those cosy feel-good things, you know, and I really enjoy those kind of things. So I watched that, and that was what I watched Sunday this time. And yeah, I really enjoy Catherine Cookson. It's been a long time since I watched her. I don't know what I'm going to watch next, which one. Going to watch next. Oh, why am I saying going on video? I don't know why I do that. It's just there, isn't it? It's a shortcut to a real word. A shortcut to using proper English. So that's my mum's favourite one, and I think it's mine too. Also like the Wingless Bird. They're all set in different times. Some are set in the 1900s. And they're not all 1800s. But yeah, really, really good. One of my favourite Catherine Cookson ones is The Girl. I really like that. Her mother dies, and it's possibly of cholera or something. And a lot of diseases they died of, you know, are treatable today. And so she was ending up living with this really, because the woman that had her daughter, it was by somebody that was a bit more well off and money and that, and had his family and that. Basically he was having an affair, lots of affairs with different women. So he took the girl in because she told him, this is your daughter. She wrote it on a note for him because, you know, she did that before she died. She wrote the letter, and he had to take her in, and he did. But the wife of him was fuming. Let's just say she couldn't stand her. She was against her from the start. She didn't do very well, and then she married her off to this butcher who she didn't like either, with his horrible mother. So yeah, That didn't go well, but they never do in these things until later on. They always end nicely. They always end well, but they have to go through something to get there. So yeah, I'm really enjoying them. I'm also really enjoying lots of other things. I've wrote down everything I've been watching in January. It's a ton. It's a ton of stuff because I want to incorporate them, what I've been watching, in with my channel, you see, regardless of whether it gets pushed out or not. So yeah, that's the kind of thing. I've been watching some crime stuff. I've watched Devil in Disguise, which is about John Wayne Gacy, and I actually enjoyed that. I know it sounds weird to say I enjoyed that true crime thing, but the reason why I like that one was because it centred around the victims. You know, it didn't go into glorifying a serial killer, which some do, and I think it's wrong. They gave, respect to the victims, which I thought was good. Really good. Much different, really. Because I have watched some John Wayne Gacy stuff before, and it centred around him more than it centred around the victims. And we have to remember the victims in this. We have to remember. Make sure their life was not in vain, and it isn't forgotten. So, I have been watching that, but that's recent. That was a couple of days ago. I binge watched it. I finished it in 2 days. I watched the Pembrokeshire murders as well. That was good. Opening up a new case, an unsolved case of the guy that's renamed the Bullseye Killer because he went on the TV show what we had here in the 80s and 90s called Bullseye, which was a darts playing show, quiz show thing, winning prizes and stuff. He went on there in the middle of the killing sprees. Oh my goodness. So, John Cooper Clarke, yes, and he had just come out of prison for burglary or something. I think it was burglary, and he went back in again, and he really got charged this time. He got charged for the murders. Finally got new DNA and stuff and tested it, and I think I read about no, that's someone else. I'm getting mixed up. Peter Sutcliffe was the DNA test with I tested it against something because he was supposed to have sent letters through. And it turns out, no, this is it. See, this is how my brain gets confused. I watched so much. Wearside Jack was a person that was hoaxing it and sending in the letters. And they was ending up looking for a person from Newcastle. And it ended up being a person from Yorkshire. So, somebody hoaxed everything for Peter Sutcliffe because they're named in the Yorkshire Ripper. Yeah, he hoaxed it. So he was sending the police on a bloody goose chase. And he eventually got done for that and got put down for perverting the course of justice because they found DNA. He got arrested for drunken disorderly and he had to take a sample of his saliva, I think it was. And they matched it with the envelope from ages ago, the 70s this was, from a letter that was supposed to have been from the Yorkshire Ripper, and it matched his, he matched it, so they got him for that. So he got put down for perverting the course of justice, which he should do. So yes, I have watched it. This has been a hell of a waffle. If you don't watch this video, I probably could have blamed you, to be honest. I shouldn't really say that, but you know. Anyway, so I've done this general makeup look. I think I've done everything. I don't wear lipstick in the day, but I'm going to put it on for the video. So what am I going to use? Oh, I'm also going to do some what you can do with not this one. What's this one? Ah, right. Yeah, I have got my old one. I'm going to do something about this. She's from Beauty News, and I can't remember what her name is. Channel called Beauty News. She does with a friend, and she's also got her own channel. And she scraped out of that and mixed it with Vaseline, and then poured it back in again once it had melted, and let it set, as to use for a kind of a tinted lip balm, because when your lipstick's down to that level, you know, it's a bit difficult. And she said it was a bit too soft, but used something else. And I thought I could use coconut oil, because that's a bit more firmer, quite a bit more firmer. So I'm going to do that. I've got a tiny funnel that I can use, so I might do that on a video. So now, where is the lippy I like? Yeah, I'm going to use this MAC one. I like this one. As you can see. I don't really wear lippy though these days. I don't. Probably the worst application ever. Anyway, that shade's called Well. I really like it. So that's my makeup done and my waffle on. Mr. Look. Okay, so I'm going to go and carry on with the rest of my day to find out what I'm going to watch later, and cook dinner and all of that stuff. I'm going to also do my mindfulness, because I've been doing them every day, mostly every day, and they really help. So I'm going to go anyway, and I will see you again next time. Take care, everyone. Goodbye.